I know we've been waiting a while to try and get that optimized starting lineup. A look at it, right? Since you made the trade at the deadline, certainly looked good tonight. What did you think was the deal with that starting group, and why did it have success?
In all honesty, we just came out hungry. We know we needed to win. Obviously, this team just beat us a couple nights ago. We wanted to get some get back, and this whole trip, we call it the get back trip. Every team on this trip has beat us the last time we played them. So we want to start off the trip right with a W, and we took care of business tonight.
An efficient 38 for you, a couple steals, couple blocks, no turnovers, double-digit rebounds. AD, what was your focus level coming back here to Chicago? And again, you mentioned this is a team that just beat you on Sunday.
Yeah, man, I always love playing home. I get to play with all my family and friends. I don't get a chance to do that all the time. We come here once a year. So, I always try to come out and perform well and have this moment, especially not just for me, but for the family as well. So, most importantly, we just got to win. Come out with an aggressive mindset, knowing that we needed to win. Guys locked in, guys played well on both ends of the basketball. And even though they made their runs, we stayed resilient and was able to, combat their run with our own and came out with the victory, man. That's all that matters.
I think I know the answer to this because I asked your dad, but is it kind of hard being a Packer fan in Chicago, AD? Like, are they aware of this fact here?
Yeah, I think they're aware of it. They don't have to worry about that anymore. Well, actually, I'm always a diehard Packer fan, so I'm going to still be a Packer even if my quarterback leaves. Then I'll just have two teams. But, yeah, I get a lot of heat about that, especially from my dad about being a Packer fan in Chicago.
All right, last one for you. So you've talked about Pat Bev before, right? You know how he is. Did you enjoy or get any enjoyment out of the Austin Reaves too small going back at him in that way?
Yes, for sure. The crowd was into it, too. Having Pat Bev over here was obviously awesome. That's what he do. He was talking Sunday, and we came out and make sure that he don't talk tonight. But it's all love. When we battling, and him and Austin obviously have a great relationship. So it was funny. He did it to Bron, and so Austin got some get back for Bron. So we love to see it.
It's all love.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, AD. I guess the eye test and just the numbers showed the starting lineup. It worked pretty well the first time together. What did you see clicking with that group?
Again, just communication, those guys talking through the defense, talking through the offense, which actions were fruitful, which ones weren't, and just, working through it, talking through it. Chicago's a hell of a ball club with a lot of capable players that can do you in. You think about Vooch and DeMar and Zach, Kobe off the bench. They have a plethora of guys that can make huge impacts, throughout the course of a 48-minute game. So we just wanted to try to put them in some uncomfortable positions with their defense and sort of spread the ball around a little bit. You not overdose on any one or two actions, but just try to slowly sift through the offense and see what was, bringing us the most returns.
And then just looking at the bench unit, what's the balance with LeBron and D'Lo kind of both coming back and kind of minutes and that, and wanted to stagger them some with that unit versus, just kind of keep them together with the starters more? How are you looking at that?
Yeah, it's good to have one of those guys, whether it's Bron, D'Lo, AR, one of those guys on the floor with the bench unit. And I thought Malik, had a couple rough moments tonight, but he's a trooper, man. He's not going to stop fighting, not going to stop competing, and it's nice where he saved our behinds too, and I look forward to him doing that more often going forward. But having one of those guys out there or if it's all five guys, just making sure we get into a rhythm and we try to find the actions and the defensive coverage that suits that group.
I guess I'll have a follow on Malik. It's obviously it looks like he's not comfortable out there or hasn't been as comfortable as of late. What do you do as a coach to get a guy's confidence back up?
Well, I don't know if he's lost confidence. He's probably a little frustrated. I mean, I'm behind him 1,000%, and he's going to continue to get his minutes. And we just got to continue to set great screens for him, encourage him to continue to shoot the ball and to continue to compete defensively. There's no really magic pill. You just got to keep playing ball. Every night's not going to be a night in the 82-game season. You're going to struggle, have nights where you struggle. Same goes with Bron, AD, Austin, D'Lo, Dennis. Nobody is 82-0 in terms of outstanding performances. So you just got to continue to encourage him to do what he does, and I'm sure he'll do that.
And 80, 30, and 10 obviously had a monster game, but it seemed to me LeBron rather quickly looked like his own old self, even like a more impactful night than he had the other day. What did you see out of LeBron?
I mean, it's easy for LeBron to roam free, man, when A is playing with a sense of urgency and A is really dominating and leading the charge and playing with force. It's easy for guys to, to eat off that wave. And he did that tonight. I thought he came out early and set a tone. We called his number a lot. And, those guys, they're trying to double team him. They're trying to shade and shift extra bodies over to be, in his circumference. And, when we start playing second and third side basketball, backside basketball, and then when A went out, Bron being able to get some really good looks based off those guys trying to crowd A, got him into a good rhythm and got him going. So now we can go call his number. And Austin had his moments. D'Lo had his moments. So. But it all starts with A, man. Him just playing with force, him not settling, putting pressure on the defense to foul, him being just loving and living in the paint. And it allows other guys to quietly get into a rhythm and then get to the point where we can't feature them as well.
First of all, your thoughts on the starting lineup, and things seem to click pretty quickly. What did you think that was?
I felt like we just played really good basketball out the gate. When you have that much talent on the court, Bron, AD, D'Lo especially, and then you kind of fit me and Vando in there, hustle guys, play the right way. That's really what I thought we started the game off really the right way, just playing the right way and making the extra pass and, just a lot of energy.
We know you have a good relationship with Pat Bev for his time, and he did the whole thing with LeBron. Just take us through it.
I mean, yeah, he did it last time we played to Bron. It wasn't something I thought about doing all game, but I felt like right time, right situation, and like you said, me and Pat's got a good relationship. I respect him. It's just me competing.
Okay.
You mentioned the team effort of the starting unit. I just wanted to know your thoughts on LeBron. Just his second game back, it seemed like he had a big impact on your guys' performance tonight as a group.
Yeah, I mean, it's LeBron James. Really good basketball player. Anytime, you can have him on your team or back with us, first game, a lot of stuff didn't go the way we wanted to. Energy wasn't there, but obviously he missed, I don't know how many weeks, a month with the foot, so it's kind of hard to, just jump back in and, hit the ground running. But, props to him. He came out and gave us a lot of energy from the get-go. And, like I said, it's always good having a player that good.
Austin, what was the biggest difference with AD this game compared with last game? I mean, obviously we see the points, we see the field goal attempts, the free throws, but Darvin said he felt like he was just more assertive and kind of set the tone early, and you guys kind of fed off that.
Yeah, for sure. Basically the same. From the get-go, you could tell he was going to be very aggressive and, to say the least, was going to, carry us. 38 and 10, made big time shots down the stretch, floaters, threes. So when you see, one of your best players, giving out that much energy in the first quarter, you really just give him the ball and get out of the way. And if he passes it, do something good. If not, let him go do what he does.
Austin, you guys have talked about kind of the opportunity that could be there for you, despite the slow starts and stuff, if it kind of all got right at the right time. Did it feel like this was close, or as close as you guys have been to like your potential, especially with that group at the start of the game, the kind of the way you guys were able to play today?
Yeah, I mean, it's been, I don't know how long since the trade deadline or how many games, but it takes time. I mean, when you have, I think we have 5 new guys, maybe 6, whatever, come to a team at the trade deadline. As much as you want it to click from day one, I mean, it's not going to be perfect. I mean, the unspoken or like untaught chemistry in game, like when you play with someone so long, you know where they're going to be, what they like, is real, and it's a big thing. And I feel like, we've done a really good job since the trade deadline communicating in game, out of game, what we like and what we like, others like. But yeah, I feel like, tonight energy was really well, and obviously, and Bron, AD, D-Lo, did their thing.
You and D-Lo are combined 14 for 20 from the field. What's it like playing with him in the backcourt, and how effective were you guys tonight?
Man, I love playing with him. He just plays the right way. Makes the simple play. Will go out of his way to ask you, how you want to get involved in the game, like what play you want to run, just little things like that. And I feel like we've built a really good chemistry together. On and off the court. We golfed together once. Talking when we talk a lot about basketball, even in those times. So. It's fun because he is so talented, but at the same time so unselfish that, it just gives a good energy to everybody on the team.
Thanks, Austin.
Thank y'all.
Yo. Need work, do it. Oh, they can hear it? Cool. All right. Sorry if I'm yelling.
D'Lo, I guess how did it feel to be back in the lineup, and just kind of your overall thoughts on that new starting group?
Oh, it was great, man. Just to kind of be healthy and get back out there, get things rolling again. Obviously, you never want to sit out and miss games, so just to be back out there is a great feeling for sure.
D'Lo, you and make it correct, Austin combined 14 for 20 from the field as the backcourt. What does that do for the team, and how good were you guys going? How was your rhythm between the two of you?
I mean, like I said earlier, if you can dominate the game from a lot of different areas and have that versatility, I mean, I don't know if you can name anything Austin Reaves can't really do on the offensive end. He dominates the game, and myself, I try to do the same. So when you got us next to those two guys out there, the game's just super simple. And we got off to a great start, and you can kind of get a taste of it. AD had efficient 40 points, and Bron, minute restriction. Like, it was just easy. It never felt like we were stressing. The offense never really felt like it was it wasn't fluid. So I give the credit to the guys that were around.
D'Angelo, it can take lineup setup and play together sometimes, just time to find cohesion. Do you think basketball IQ, or can that fast track it? Just putting you and Austin out there like with LeBron, and just the way that you guys seem to understand the game collectively?
Yeah, simple as that. I mean, I love to dig in on that and respond with something hefty, but it's simple as that. You got guys like that around you. The game's super easy, and if you're not forcing it, it'll come to you eventually. They got to rotate. They got to adjust when they're dominating the game like that, and take advantage of it when it happens. And at some point, it's going to happen throughout the game. And I think tonight that's what me and Austin did. Vanderbilt, too. Don't forget about him.
Yeah, so the starting lineup obviously worked pretty well. Closing lineup are there certain times with the bench unit, like where you and LeBron and Austin all being out there, like, do you think that some stagger while still optimizing the time that you guys have together can benefit the group? How does that all play out?
That's coaching decision, honestly. Like I said, it's a good problem to have as a coach, though. When you have so many options and you can mix and match and have a feel for it. Like I said, that's not an answer for me to have. Just try to go out there and dominate my minutes. Simple as that.
I apologize if you've already been asked this. I'll find it in the transcript. We just move on. But are you any concerned about the hip moving forward? And what's the origin of the injury there, or the pain there?
No pain. I just strained it. And so when you strain it, it's a little inflamed, and it's going to hurt right then and there. And then, I had a few days to kind of get right. And I feel great. Like I said, the people back there, they took really good care of me. So I try to give them a lot of credit for that one.
Coming back, you played almost 36 minutes. How do you spell that? How did you feel playing?
I felt good. Like I said, it's just easy. I mean, if you're in any other situation, you just get thrown out there like that. You might have a little trouble, might have a little trouble finding your rhythm and things like that. For me, I just let the game come to me and try to do it on the defensive end and be locked in from that sense. And offensively, it just flowed. We were popping, the ball was moving, and guys were making shots, and it was just easy. So,
D'Lo, there was a play in the middle of the third quarter, I think, where LeBron had gotten a putback, and you kind of ran down the court. You had your hands on your head, your eyes crazy.
I can't help it. Honestly, I'm a fan of the game, and to see him go from that side of the court and go to that shot, like I'm not athletic, so I can't really do that shot and make it look that easy. So watching him do it, I've seen him do it on TV. I've been on the other side of it and things like that, but actually see it, like my emotions kind of got the best of me. And then watching AD do it the next time, and then Bron do something else, and then hit like back-to-back fadeaways in front of their bench. Like those are the moments that you enjoy the game for, and you gotta appreciate now while they're here, because guys can't play forever, and at some point it won't be there. So I try to appreciate that for sure.
Thanks, D'Angelo.
Yep.
I could get my work in was to get on the floor and go individuals. So my first live action in those 4 weeks was the game on Sunday. So that's it.
Was this then something that they helped you like moving forward, because you looked like your old self, and even better than you did on Sunday?
I'm just trusting the work that I've been putting in. I know I put in a lot of work. I know my body. There's only two people that know. Probably there's only one other person that know my body more than me, and that's Mike. So once I get the clearance from him and I feel confident in what I can do on the floor, then I just go out and just go and just play.
LeBron, we got that look at the game out of the All-Star break with you and D'Lo in AD. Small sample size, but it looked really good. Tonight, looked good again. Austin was in there. What do you like about that group, and what's clicking?
I think the number one thing is we have multiple ball handlers, so no one has to feel like they need to stress handling the ball from every possession. We got shot makers in that starting lineup, and we have a lot of length. Myself, Vando, obviously AR, and AD obviously at the rim. So, D'Lo's actually pretty long as well. It gives us a lot to do defensively as well.
When Anthony's playing like that, I mean, how much room does it create out there on the court for the rest of the
He always plays like that. You just got to kick him in the ass every now and then. But he always plays like that, so I ain't never worried about him.
But I guess in terms of when he's got going like that, the space he's able to create on the court for the rest of you guys?
Well, he's one of the most dynamic players that we have in our league. And especially when he's shooting the ball like that, especially from the perimeter, he's able to knock down a 3-2 that kind of open up the space, then it just makes him even more just unguardable, and then it just helps the rest of the team. And for us, as the supporting cast, we just try to do our part, try to find them early and often, late and often, go from there.
Brian, what did you like about the energy that the starters play with? And first start together, but those first 6 minutes.
We understood the assignment. We understand this is every road trip is huge, but because of our season, the way things have gone, this is the biggest road trip for us at this moment. So they came into our building on Sunday and took advantage of us, and we wanted to try to get some get back, and we were able to do that.
Darvin mentioned that you're on a minutes restriction, but he extended that slightly just because of how you're playing and how you're feeling.
I've been on minutes restriction for like 10 years now.
So
seriously. If you ask any of my coaches the last 10 years, I've been on minutes restrictions for the last 10 years. Coaches have been putting me on minutes restrictions for 10 straight years now.
So I was going to ask, how long is that, the rest of the road trip, half the road trip? Timeline on that?
Obviously I want to continue to build up my stamina. Physically, I feel pretty good. I'm still getting a little my quick twitch, my bounce back. So that'll take a couple more games. So I think by the end of the road trip, I should be pretty good.
D'Lo and Austin were combined with 14 for 20 from the field.
Mm-hmm.
Having them doing that from the backcourt, how much does that help the offense, help the team even more?
We just keep everybody off balance. When you have that type of scoring in the starting lineup, you got D'Lo scoring threat, Austin scoring threat, obviously myself and AD scoring threat. You had Vandal hit two threes for us, but with his offensive rebounding ability, so it's just you can't, as a defense, just key in on one guy no more, because of our ability that we have in that starting lineup. So when you have our starting backcourt go for 14 for 20, and just very efficient, I think AR only missed one shot. It was just that's big time.
One more on that group.
Fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Scored, hit him the too small back. Did you see that? What kind of went through your mind when you did that?
The AR always got my back. Always.
Last question, Mike.
Even though he loved Kobe back in the day. I forgive him.
Just want to see if you had any thoughts on the McDonald's All-American game.
Just too emotional. Super duper emotional. Watching my boy out there with the best players in the country. That was just a surreal moment. I just was thinking about my moment 20 years ago, and being super proud to just be out there and represent my city, represent my family, and trying to put on a show. Now that I look back on it, I feel like it was set up for. There's been a lot of stuff that's been some funny things about my career. Now I look back on it, the fact that it was in Cleveland is a little weird to me now that I think about it. But I was super proud of Bronny, man. This ain't definitely not about me. It's about Bronny and what he was able to. He showed that he belonged. He showed that he could play with anybody in the country. And more importantly, he's just a great kid. And he deserved every moment that he had yesterday. And our family's super proud of him.
Thank you, LJ.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man.
Sometimes NBA teams, you need a little bit of time to develop that kind of cohesion, but can basketball IQ or the D'Lo and Austin F, can that fast track some of that kind of thing?
Yeah, for sure. I think everybody is selfless. What kind of helps it. Obviously, like you say, when limited practice times and LeBron just getting back, D'Lo getting back. I think the IQ level is so high that we're able to fast track things and read the game, and figure out stuff on the fly. So that's a good thing about having a high IQ guys. You don't really need practice. We can just kind of talk about it and then just kind of execute it.
You've obviously come back to your hometown a lot over your career, but do you still get excited coming back here and playing in this building, given your career?
Yeah. You get a chance to play in front of family and friends. We only get to come here once in my entire career, once a season. So, I always look forward to coming back home. Kind of one of the first games I look at when the schedule drops in the beginning of the year when I go back home. So, it's always a great feeling coming back in, especially getting the win.
Having guys healthy, I don't know if flipping the switch is the right term, but do you feel like with this group, if you focus and execute, you have all it takes to kind of do this task?
We got scoring, we got shooting, we got playmaking, we got defensive guys. I think we got everything we need. It's just about going out and applying it. Sometimes we have lapses in the game. Sometimes we have lapses in the game that kind of bite us in the what. So my bad, Dan. So I think if we come out and play the way we played tonight with a focus and sense of urgency, knowing the position we're in, I think we'll be fine. I think we clicked on all cylinders tonight, and if we continue to do that, we can definitely, make a run. And I think we got all the right pieces, from top to bottom.
You guys have had probably something like 80 different starting lineups in the last 2 years. This was another new one tonight. Didn't feel like it. What did you like about the balance with that group specifically?
Like I said, all the guys are selfless. We play for each other. We make the right plays. Obviously it's different. Austin used to, coming off the bench, and then he, starts the last two games. Bron coming off the bench, and he was going to come back and start. D'Lo comes back. So it's just, I think it all goes down to just the IQ and us being selfish and playing, for each other, knowing, what our goal is. And I think that makes things a lot easier.
Having Austin and D'Lo combined 20 from the field, having a backcourt do that, how much did that help the offense?
Yeah, when him and D'Lo are playing like that, Austin and D'Lo, it opens up the floor, for me and Bron. As you see, it was no more double teams. Bron able to get ISOs on the post. the pocket passes start getting a lot more clear. You know, guys making shots, so you got to stay home. So it's good when these guys are making shots and playing to the level that we know that they're capable of. Because it opens up so many avenues on the offensive end.
What about Austin doing the Pat Bev?
Yeah, that's.
What you think?
Yeah, he got Bron, so you know he got him back for Bron. But yeah, man, it's all love though.